Okay, good afternoon, good evening, or good morning. It depends.
Okay, good afternoon, good evening,
Wherever you are.
good morning.
All right. It's been an amazing day. Good evening, Professor TD. I'm not yet, right? Okay. All right. Good evening, everyone. Thank you. Oh, wow. It was. I was just about to ask, how was it at your hand today? Every downpour. Yeah. Was it all sunny? Where I am, it was both sunny day and then rainy day. It was just a mix of both, and then it was an amazing time, right? Yes, how many of us had that kind of day? Hot weather today. Wow, Esther, 2 degrees. Eunice, where are you joining this class from? I want to know where there is 2 degrees. Then to your 2 degrees centigrade, Fahrenheit, which one? How was your day? My day went well. Please, could you kindly the filter slicer aspect again and advise on how to choose the right attribute that will interact with you? You barely allow me to enter class before you start putting question in front of me. Hey, Madam Esiet, take it easy on me now, amen. All right, I got your question already. I'll attend to it. It was both for you too, Joanne. Okay. Okay, let me ask from some of my diaspora people here. Anybody from outside the country, how was it at your side? Good evening. I am mounted. Okay. Well, thank you for the submission extension. Okay. All right. Okay. Thank you to the entire team too that allowed, graciously allowed it. All right. Today was La Hot, sir. Maybe your light on. Where is your place from? Samaluko, my friend is here. Good evening, Madam Mata. Yes, yes. I did the measure for attrition rate, but got zero. Okay, we will look at all those issues today, and then as much as we can resolve them, we will try to resolve them. I'm here from Shagam, Federal Republic of Shagam. I like that. Shakirat. Very soon, your Federal Republic of Shagam will turn to Federal Republic of fill in the gap. All right. Uyo. Good evening, everyone. Okay, so how many of us are ready for section tonight? Let me just bring up my screen ASAP so that we can see what we have got tonight. And then I like one or two persons to also remind me where did we stop at the last class. Of course, I'm showing it on my screen already. Lagos, Lagos, Lagos. I'm not seeing my diaspora people here. Does it mean they are not yet around? Thank you for the great gesture of assignment and quiz extension. Thank you. You're welcome too. Please make sure you meet this deadline because I can assure you this deadline will not be extended if you still want to be part of this training. This new deadline will not be extended. All right. Okay. Olawumi Adesoya, United Kingdom. You're welcome. Oyindamola Maja, Ibadan. Ibadan, Ile Oyo. All right. Maybe Olaiton says she's ready. Any other person who is ready? Sum of current employee by age band and gender. What happens to it? Do you want us to check that? Malawi. Thank you. Wangani Kandawiri. I like that your name. I hope I pronounce it very well. Kandawiri. Akure, Cape Town. Abiola Agbola, Cape Town. Okay. We are here joining from Germany. Okay. Deborah Oweye. Okay. South Africa. Interesting. Amazing. All right. I see Parakot. Okay. Good. Egypt. I like that. Why do I love that? Beams show, Egypt. All right. I wish I can just Bukola from UK. Some of us, or most, Randburg, South Africa, Roslyn. Okay, good, good. I wanted to be sure. Duxanos. Now I can be sure it's you now. United Kingdom. I see you, right? Okay. Uh, we should start with my assignment. What assignment was that? Did I give you guys an assignment? Now tell me the assignment if I give you one. Some employee by age band and gender, okay? For those of you asking for the deadline for the submission of the project, I will not say anything about it. Okay, good. So I believe we are good to go for tonight. Where did we stop the last class? I believe we have been able to see the sum of attrition by gender, right? But I saw one or two questions. Somebody referenced what was that again? Somebody talked about something I need. Okay, filter. Yes, somebody actually talked about filter, that you need more clarity on the filter so that I can show it again. Thank God you saw the message. Which message was that? Then Tope Megba. And we should arrange in ascending order. Okay, thank you. Those I just dropped the message. I'm trying to see your previous message before, and we should arrange in ascending order. Number of employees by, oh, good, thank you. Assignment. Now I remember. Yes. I gave you guys an assignment and I said you should do what? Employee by age band and gender, and then we should arrange it in ascending order. Has anybody been able to do that? Has anybody been able to do that? Amen. Thank you, Benny. God bless you too. Yes. Has anybody been able to do that? Yes, Elizabeth. I see Elizabeth Antolua. Yes, I right click the value and sort. Okay, yes, done. So for those of you that have done it, what is the first value on your chart? What is the first age category on your chart? What is the first age category on your chart? Benny boy, please send your question again so that I think I missed it out. Send your question again so that I can take it. But when I arranged, my under 25 was at the last pass. Under 25, additional Mary, under 25 was the first, right? So which is the last? Under Mary, what do you have as the last? 25 to 34 cannot be your first. 25 to 34 cannot be your first. Omalabake, over 55 cannot be the first. So if you are having over 55 as the first, it's not correct. Yes, correct. Under 25 is the last. Under 25 is the last on the graph. Ow, that's not true. That's not true. So now let me say this again. Based on what assignment I gave us, what I expect to see is that under 25 is the first, followed by 25 to 34, and then followed by 35 to 44, followed by 45 to 54, and then followed by over 55. So if that is not what you have, so that means you have not done my assignment properly. Thankfully, I didn't ask us to submit. So, but then of course we'll do it. We'll do it in the class. So not to, I just wanted us to do some sort of thinking based on what I've actually told us or taught us in this class. All right. So I have the same issues. Under 25 is the last while the other are in order. Okay, under 25 was last, so I went to transform the data and replace under 25 with 0 to 24. Okay. How will you change it from you have manipulated our data? I did the sorting, but when I visualized it, it didn't start from under 25. All right, good. So I like that most of you guys here tried it out, and even if you are not able to get it exactly, I am very, very excited that you were able to do something. So I'll quickly do a recap on my filter, and then uh, I think we are good with every other part. So I will just continue with the data we are working with, and then we'll see how far we can go tonight. Interestingly, tomorrow, by God's grace, we should be ramping up everything we have about this particular part. And then, amazingly, you have an extension between now and Sunday to pick up all your mixed tests, right? And then you are able to attempt them. Then Let me also give you a good news here. I know probably you must have been, probably you've dropped me or hearing. There is an exam that is coming for us, and that exam will be coming up next week. That exam will be coming up next week. All right. And that exam will cover from Microsoft Excel to SQL and to Power BI, and also basic knowledge in IT. Basic knowledge in IT. So we expect that you guys, okay, so I asked this question in the previous class with no response. I've not done my assignment from last week because I took my PC for repairs and I retrieved it on Tuesday. So what exactly do you want me to say after the assignment have been made open again? Well, I don't know what you expect me to say now, please. By His grace. All right, thank you, Fatima. What about the project submission, sir? You want? Do you? Are you guys ready to submit your project? Because where you people are asking for the project, how will your exam be done? Your exam will be done on the LMS, and it will just be very simple questions. It will be just multiple choice question like you have been having your class test. Who is saying no, sir? I don't know why the no is. Oh. Can you tell me why you are saying the no, please? Okay, on the project, right? And then tell people to start worrying. In fact, I can be forced that the submission of that project be on Monday. All right, I can be forced because it's showing that you guys are just eager to submit the assignment. Why we are not able to ask you to submit the assignment is because we are still doing a practical approach to what some of you might need for your project. So if you now say we should submit the assignment, it won't be just fair or not to say that okay, we ask you to do a project on what you are still learning around. So if you have made progress with your assignment, just keep it somewhere. You don't need to start bugging us with you want to submit, you want to submit, you want to submit. And if you are done and think you want to submit, you can just submit it somewhere and then leave it. All right. Okay. So is it possible to have a little extension? The extension on what? Please, sir, we don't have light over weeks. Oh, sorry. All right. So now I think it's that being said, we've had some good time to read some comment section. I think it's good we can face what we have to do so that we won't miss out in so many things tonight again. And then before we know it, before you say Jack, it's 9 p.m. already. Your school exam is starting the same time of the incubator exam is just 40 minutes thereabout. Incubator exam is just 40 minutes. And then you actually have an this is the way the exam will be like. The exam will not be and you guys have privileged information anyway. The exam will not be a strict timed exam. So what do I mean by strict time exam is that the exam can be open for 3 days, for instance. I'm just giving you for instance. So in the space of that 3 days, all you need to take the exam is just about 40 minutes. So in case you are busy, you are write exam in the morning, you can just shift the exam to probably later in the night when you can quickly just brush your notes and then quickly write the exam. So the window period will be maybe like 72 hours, right? And out of that 72 hours, all you just need is maybe a 40 minutes. I hope that is just too good enough. That is just too good enough. So out of that 72 hours, you must find at least 40 minutes to write the exam, and then trust me, there are things you have been taught in this class. So all this one you are done with your project and then you don't know probably what to do, please just I advise you just go and pick your note and start reading them. Dust your note and then be sure you are good and you are ready for the exam. Thank you so much, Ade Adusa Abisola. Thank you too. Thank you for thanking the incubator hub. Thank you too. The exam should only be from Excel and Power BI. SQL. Okay, how many questions should you expect? Maybe at least 50 questions. You should expect at least 50 questions. All right. I think I've given you guys so much information, much more than every other department or track we even have. And I get that is because You guys are, well, maybe just Misha. Let's continue. I haven't even started my project because my laptop is giving me issues. Yeah, sorry about that. I don't want to read the issues with laptop again. 40 minutes for how many questions, sir? I have mentioned that, so please just listen to that part again. Can there be a quick recap on SQL teaching? Okay, so thank you for that question. Hopefully, you like my vibe. Thank you. I dare your solar Timothy. Thank you. So hopefully, I am hoping that I will get my other guys on board, and then we're going to have one section, a day section before your exam, and then three of us will be online. You just bombard us with whatever question you have. Does that make sense? Whatever question you have will be available to answer, either from Excel, either for uh, BI, either for SQL, and then tonight is not for question and answer. I've already used 20 minutes to answer question already. Please, I don't understand any of the class because I was unable to practice them on laptop because of it. All right. God will help you, please. I 20 in Excel, 20 in Power BI, and 10 in SQL. See, Mustafa giving us what we should do. Okay. I like you guys actually. Okay. I will tell you that breakdown. I refuse the urge to tell you that breakdown, which I have already, but I will not tell you. So that you people will not, I will not give you too much of expo on that. Thank you, Eddie, God's favorite. Thank you. You guys are the best too. All right, let's go to class. Thank you. It's been a wonderful time. Uh-uh. Omololu, Temitope, full student are the best. Okay, oh, I will say more than that. I don't know where you see that one from. All right, let's go. So we there was one part of our class that I think it was the last class that we talked about filter and then what we were able to do. Interestingly, we're still going to do filter one more time, but so that we can actually understand what this was actually all about, what this slicer, right, was all about. All right. Um Oh, Ibukun, I possibly might not have seen it. Once I see it, I will jump on it. Don't worry, I will still check. It's been a very long and busy day for me, right? So once I see it, I will. Don't worry. I try to at least give any of those what's it called posts that I see. I give it. I do a what's it called response at least, right? So now this slicer, what it does is if you want to using a particular visual, how it affects every part of your data. Now I'm teaching, all right? I'm teaching already. So if you have your slicer and you want to using a particular entity or attribute to look around all your data, that is what you can use a slicer for. Say for instance now, what I have here is a slicer. And this slicer has to do with all the what? The department, right? Is that correct? All the departments, right? So looking at this, if I click on this human resource, notice what did you see? Guys, what did you see? Just as I click, just as I click on human resource, what did you see? Amen. Thank you. I see all the prayer. Oya Tokun Abimbola, I promised that we will start a project from scratch to Power BI. This is what we are doing currently. Where did we get our data source from? Our data source is from Microsoft Excel, right? Your data source is either Microsoft Excel or Query. And that's what we are currently doing. I said I'm going to run a project and then we are on it already, except you have not been in class. Everything is Afetech. What's Afetech? Okay, yes. Affected, you mean to say. Okay. Exactly. So it narrowed down to all the visuals, showing that from human resource, out of the total 1,417, they have how many people now? 27. And out of that 27, how many of them have left? 7. And how many of them are still left? I mean, current employee now, 20, which gives us a what? A 26% attrition rate in that organization. Now, does that make sense now? And then we are looking at the field, that educational field, which is human resource, and then by gender as well. Out of the 7 people who have left, you see now that 7 people have left. How many, if you can see my screen, how many male and how many female has left the organization? How many male and how many female have left the organization? Yes, I just put it up on it. I wanted you guys to. So I hope I've been able to answer the question of that person that asked question around the filter, the slicer now. So which also deals with what? Filtering your data. 4 males and 3 female. So which cumulate to the 7 that you see here as what? As the attrition count. Does that make sense at all? Thank you guys. You guys are really, I like this energy tonight, right? Yes, if you click on any part of your data, it's also giving you that. Now, reason is because slicer is not just about this. No, this is just where it is being used as a visuals. So what it's saying is that all your visualization is interconnected. Say for instance, now if I just bring one value from somewhere and then I just drop it in my visuals, it has nowhere to be traced to. You will see that it will not be affected by whatever I'm doing. Do you understand? So that's not what we want to see. Okay. So now that is what Slicer does. Let's move on now. Now, the assignment I gave us, let's continue from there so that we can see how do you get out of the slicer so that all values return. Just click on it again. Just click on it again and then it will return. Yes, thank you, Kofo. Kofo already has answered you. Just click on it again. Yes, thank you. To look, I like the energy here. You guys are just giving this good vibes. So what if we want to calculate the percentage of employee in each department? So you have that already. If you need to calculate the employee in each department. Now, as a matter of fact, that's a very intelligent question. I expect that when you are doing your documentation, because these projects, I expect to see it on your GitHub. Did anybody get what I just said? These projects that we are running, I expect to see the documentation on your GitHub. Now, each of the percentage attrition for each of the, what's it called now? Now, did you see that life sciences is just 15%, which really did not affect? Marketing is just about what? Then others is now 13. So which shows now from here we can tell the department that has the highest percentage, which is actually what? Human resource. So you can say that doesn't mean that the department that is actually recruiting people are the ones still losing people. You are telling a story. So how do I join this bootcamp? Let me continue. I think the question is, how did you enter this bootcamp? Lawa, merci. How did you enter this bootcamp? That's the question, not how did you join. All right. I couldn't join the last class really because of the network. Okay. Please, I don't want to read all these excuses of not joining the class. I thought it was a question, was why I started reading it. So, did you understand what I'm saying now? So you can individually, when you are documenting your report, you can from here pick all those. You don't need to calculate them. If you pick it here, you can talk about it to say, you remember one GitHub account I showed you the last time, and then I was saying that how detailed that report is. It should be a good one, an intelligent one for that matter, to be able to narrow down your values. Let me say this: if you are documenting your report on GitHub, please I like that you talk analytically. Use values. I mean, use specific values. Don't say around 100 people. Don't do that. You want to say 22% or 56% of the people. Do you get? Or you want to say 159 people out of the total of this and this and this. That gives us the confidence that you know what you are doing and then you are reporting like an analyst. Again, I say, and I think this is one of the things we said. I think ID also mentioned this. By the end of this training, I can make bold to say that everybody who have done well to follow through all these sections will be good enough to be an entry level data analyst. I am not saying this because I want to elate you. I'm saying it because that is the reality, except you have not followed through everything we have given you from Excel to SQL and to BI. As a matter of fact, I see someone job role yesterday for an entry level, and then when I saw it, I said any average liter student will pick this and then will dust it, whatever interview, whatever thing they want to do. I can tell, I can assure you. And I have seen some of us also reached out to say, well, they've been having trainings and then they've been seeing how trainings and all of that look like, and then what they have seen even in this less time cumulated to like it's very, very funny. In fact, somebody was saying very funny that this kind of training is even free, right? Right? So that's just it. Eddie just encouraged Lawan and Messi say, if you have not registered before, and that's just the truth actually. If you have not registered before now, just enjoy the class sections, all right? And possibly follow us on all our social media platforms because we have so many other opportunities that is coming up and you don't want to miss out again. I believe everybody here is following us already, either on YouTube, on Instagram, on LinkedIn, anywhere you see us. Follow us because I don't want to talk about what opportunity lies ahead again, but then just follow us. You have some of those things. The package will make sense. Okay. Oh. All right. So let's continue. Okay. Let me show you now. Abimbala and John say, God, please let Mr. Tidi show me how you got the attrition rate. All right. Let me show you. Since you have prayed and your prayer has just been answered. So I hope you have gotten that my answer now. So my attrition rate, somebody is asking that how did you get the attrition rate? Now, for us to get the attrition rate, I am really, really willing to expand whatever question as long as it's a very, very sensitive question and it's an intelligent one, I will answer it. But don't ask me questions about project, don't ask me questions about why you missed the class. Leave those ones. You have missed it, pick the video, watch and catch up. Does that make sense? Right? So now, if you have missed the way we got the attrition rate, this is what you need to do. Number one, for you to get the attrition rate, you must understand some procedures that we followed: calculated measures, calculated column, conditional columns, and then which other one now? All those procedures, you must really understand them. If you really do, that means it's easier for you. Now, for you to get your attrition rate is the count. Attrition rate is the count of attrition divided by the total employee, then we now take it to what? To the percentage. That is attrition rate, right? So if you have gotten your attrition count, now somebody will ask me, how would you get your attrition count? There are several ways that you can get your attrition count. However, for you to be able to use your attrition count to get the calculation for attrition rate, you must use a unique DAX function, which is either by using a what? A measure or a calculated column. And how do you achieve that? So when you check probably your conditional column, and then your conditional column, you check your attrition column, which is what? Either yes or no. So you write a conditional column to say if your attrition is yes, put 1. Else, if your attrition is no, put 0. Does that make sense? So if you have that, check your data type and ensure that your data type is what? Is in numbers, whole numbers. So if you have that, so that means you have gotten your attrition count, right? So by the time you now bring out your card and do a summarization of that attrition count, you will get the 237 that I have on my screen here. Does that make sense? So if you have gotten that, that means now it's just for you to now use your DAX function again to calculate your attrition rate, which is the attrition count divided by what? The attrition rate. And once you get it, what you have is a measure, because this is a singular value. It's not supposed to be on your table, but somewhere on your model. And then you now take it to your data type to just bring it to a percentage value, and then you have this. Sometimes you might have it in a particular percentage in decimal, and then you can just convert it to just what? Zero DP, zero decimal places, and then you are just fine. I hope that makes sense. For that person that prayed the prayer that God has just answered, can you just return the glory to God? All right. Thank you. In fact, I like that. People had even already explained that. I like that. Thank you, guys. All right. I'm sure the person must have gotten so much response here already. Makes sense. Thank you. Now, let's continue now. So where we stopped last time was when I asked you guys to what? Do a count of attrition by what? Number of employee and the what? Age group. So we have been able to show, let me do by way of recapping again, we have been able to show the department that has the highest attrition. We have also seen here the educational field based on the attrition, right? And we have also been, in fact, you can also check this by percentage as well. Did you see this? Everything is what? Interconnected to each other. Mine also gave zero at first. Then I had to use a new card entirely rather than copying and pasting. No, don't use copy and paste, please. Don't use copy and paste. There are only places where you can use copy and paste. Not, it doesn't work for all. Others are check your data type and transform state. Yes. How to remove the slicer? How will you remove the slicer? Just click on the slicer again. It will return itself. Wow, I've been Bola and Johnny. Thank you. I'm happy for you. Age group and gender. All right. So now, what we wanted to see, or what we want to see now, is let me just reduce this visual a little to see if I can still accommodate some visuals on this page. All right. So let me bring out my. Now, what do I want to see here? So what we want to see here is we want to see the count of no. What we want to see is what? Current employee, right? Number of employee. Is it the total employee I ask you guys to do or current employee? Okay, current employee by age group and what? Okay, not attrition. Okay, not attrition. Thank you. Current employee by their age group and gender. Yes, current employee. So now, if I go to my data here, so what would be on my x-axis? What would I have? What am I going to have on my x-axis? I'm going to have my age group, right? That is CF age band, right? CF age band, which is my age. And then on my y-axis, I'm going to have what? Current employee. Is that correct? Employee count. Which one? Okay, yes, I found it. All right. So this is it, right? Now, if you notice, now there's something I now need to show now to add to it, which is what? Okay, can we see the number of employee on the job role using the slicer? Can we see the number of employee on the job role using the slicer? Interesting question. Number of employees. Let me take note of that question. Okay, so I've taken note of that. Now, gender, which is what we just bring to our what? Legend, and then bring in your what? Your gender. Does this make sense now? So either you have it this way, or you have this, or you have it this way, or you have it this way. Either way, it worked, right? Does that make sense? Either you have it that way, or you have it this way, it works. I'm looking for a way to. Okay, I remember I've even started the visualization somewhere here already. Okay. Okay, maybe I should just move it to that side. Let me move it to here, this place, since I already have it here. So either you have it here, or me this visual, or you have it like this. Either ways, it does what? Oh, I didn't click on this. Or you have it this way. It worked. All right. All we need to see is that this data is showing the age group of every employee, current employee, by what? By their what? Gender. Interestingly, can somebody tell me what age group has the highest number of current employee? What age group has the highest number of current employee? $35 to $44. Thank you. Thank you, Prince Will. Yes. All right. So now, seeing that we have 35 to 44, this is the first thing I asked us to do, right? And I said that, yeah, you can still bring your formatting. I like my formatting that I've always been using. Let me see if I can copy this format visual here. Let me drop it here. All right. So the only thing I just need to do here is to what? Is to change the color for this. So which I will just come here. Data labels, I want it there. This CFH band, do I want it? Do I need it? Okay, let me go to my more options. So the things I don't need, I'm just going to take it out from here. Under my columns, male and female, I want to make it monochrome since all my data has been male, has been white and black. Right? So what's the next thing I want to do now? On my X and Y axis, so the value, so the title on my X axis, I want to turn it off. Yes, so what I want to see is, once I see the age band, how can we change the canvas background from either black or white? Just go to your view, come to your view option here, come to your view option here, you see some templates. If you are able to find what template you want, you can select else. You can browse for more, and then you can create your own template as well. So that is how you can do that. So I've been able to turn off that. Let me increase this so it captures all my visuals. All right. Then on the other side, for y-axis as well, I don't want the title. Yes. Now, did you see now? Then my title here is what? Um, this is showing what? Count of current employee by gender. All right. So that's my what? That's my title here. So which I've been able to do. But then where the icing of this particular thank you, Aruma Umukoro. I think your question has been answered already. I guess you're asking how to use my format paintbrush. So just pick on any design you want to use. Once you pick the design you want to use, copy the format paintbrush and then drop it wherever you want to use it. Then it will automatically model the formatting you have. Now, listen, this is where the twist is. Listen, guys, carefully. This is where the twist is. I now said that I need you guys to show in ascending order the age group, which means the lowest age group here we will see is what? Under 25, and the highest age group we will see is what? Over 55. I'm sure most of us, what we did was to come here, sort, right? Sort your axis, right? By what? CF age band, right? And then you now do like this. So if you now do ascending or descending here, so you now still realize that under 25 is still coming to the back. All right. So now, how do we resolve this problem such that under 25 will come first, 25 to 34 will come next, 35 to 44 will follow, 45 to 54 will follow, over 55 will now be the last. Now, listen carefully, everyone. I will just give you the twist, and then I expect that you guys do it. Conditional column will be used to sort in ascending order. Thank you, Wura Kolade. Interesting, powerful, correct. Conditional column will do the twist here. And do you know how you do so can you tell me more? Wura Kolade, can you tell me more? Using your conditional column, I agree with you perfectly. Yes, 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 yes. I like to probably see your comments. Maybe she's still typing. So this is it. Guys, listen, let me tell you what to do. And then I'll see if some of us can try it. Now, you transform your data, of course, and then go to your conditional column and go to your CF age band, which is your age group, right? Can you convert if your age group get new column on the table for the conditional column? Now, if your age group is under 25, put it as what? 1. All right. So you can rename that column as maybe age sort. Age sort, right? Does that make sense? Age sort. So if your age group is under 25, make it as 1. Else, if your age group is 25 to 34, make it as 2. Else, if your age group is 35 to 44, make it as 3. Else, if your age group is 45 to 54, make it as what? Whatever 4 and like that. So by numbering from 1 to 5 and the last one. So if you do that way, then that's the first step. Has anybody done that before? Or maybe I should just do my own just while everybody is doing their own as well. All right. So now let me quickly do my own too so that everybody can be working. If anybody is done, you can just drop a message that's done so that I will know that somebody is following me. Age sort. All right. So if CF age band equals what? Under. Now, don't forget, I said if you are typing this, make sure you are typing the exact way it is. Else, you will not get your value. Does that make sense? Else, CS age band is what? 25 to 34. Then give it as what? Done. I like these guys. 2. Yes. Else, if CF8 band equals what? 35 to 44 equals what? 3. Then add clause. If what? CFH band equals what? 45 to 54, put 4, right? Else, put what? 5. Does that make sense? Then I click OK, and then I come here, I see my what? Age sort, and then I change my data type because I want it in what? O number. My data type is now correct. Does that make sense? I like that. People are done here. Now, listen to the twist. This is the twist now. The twist is this. Everybody pay attention. So let me go to my home, close and apply. So this is the twist. You don't, we don't have to change this age band here, age group. Don't change the age group. It must still have the same age group because I know some of you, what you'll be having now is you'll be having that 25 to under 25 and then 1 also with it. Then 35 to 44, then 2 with it. And like that, like that. I don't know if anybody has that. That's not what we need to see. We just want to see just one section, one column showing what we need to see. All right. And now, so now let's see how we need to do that. So how do we do that? Please pay attention here. Now, what we want to do is this. You want to replace sorting with another column. You know you have done a new column now. Are you getting me? Please just pay attention. Which is what? Age sort. And that age sort is between what? 1 to 5. All right? Now, when you come to your data here, HR data, and then you open it, you now pick on what's it called now? Age band. Where is your age band? This is your age band, right? Now, when you see your age band, when you click on your age band here, did you notice the column tools that pop up here? All your column tools pop up here. So you now want to say anywhere you see CFH band, take the sorting. So sort the column by what? Age sort. Please pay attention. What we are saying here is this: CFH band is the normal age group we have. But anywhere you see CFH band, instead of using the exact value of age band, use what we have in what? Age sort. Now, I have been able to sort with what? Age sort. Let me come back to my visualization now. Let me come back to my visualization. By default, what did you notice? The thing has rearranged itself by default. What did you notice? Does anybody see what I have now? Does anybody see what I have now? It rearranged itself, right? But if your own did not rearrange itself, you will now come to this your sort axis. Your sort axis will now be by what? By that CFH band again, because you have hidden a value under the CFH band, right? So if you pick CFH band, it will automatically be pointing to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then you now say sort it in what? In ascending order, and then you have this. How many people have the same thing like I have here now? How many people is having the same visual like I have? Do we understand? I should come again, all right? Beam show. Beam show, you are the one from Egypt, if I'm right, right? Oh, great. Some of us have it already. Okay. Egbiela Esther. Okay. Beam show where? Because of your name, actually. Maybe it's just your own. All right, so let me take it again because my guy said I should take it again. All right. Now, have you been able to create your conditional column? Okay. After the conditional column have been included, good. So now on my table here, if you come to this last part, you will see my conditional column has been created, which has what? 1 to 5, right? So come to your table. When you come to your table here, which table are you sorting by? You know, it's the H band, is the age band, right? It is the age band you want to arrange in ascending order, right? So when you click on that age band, it pop up the column tools here. This is the column tools. Under these column tools, you can perform so many things, right? So what we now say is this: there's a function that allows you to sort your column by. It allows you to sort your column by another column. So what we now want to do is we want to sort the column of age band by the new column we have just created. So you now sort it by what? Age sort, which is the new column we have created, right? You remember? And then you click on it. And once you click on it, you go back to your visuals, and then you come here, sort axis by age band in ascending order. So if you say you want to sort by current employee now, so that means you want to sort with this one and then the whole thing will be scattered again. Does it make sense now? Does it make sense now? All right. Does it make sense? Does it make sense? Good. So how many of us have the same visuals just like I have now? Oh, wow. Thank you, Esther. Makes sense. Makes a lot of sense. Thank you. Okay, um Since it's 8 p.m. already, I think it will just be a good time for us to go for our break. But just before we go for our break, let's see. Okay. So when we come back from our break, we'll see some new other things we can do with this. However, if you have questions, you can drop it at the comment section. I will go through them and then when we come back, I will answer them. All right. See you in the next few minutes when we come back from break. Because I don't want to start a new thing when it's just 1 minute to break. So let's go for our break and then in the next 5 minutes thereabouts we are back. All right. See you when we come back from break. All right. Welcome back. Welcome back. If you are still here with me, let me see at the comment section. Welcome back. Welcome back. Oga Elizabeth. Oga Elizabeth, where are you joining from? Oga Elizabeth, where are you joining from? Never left. Okay, good. I saw a question. What if the topic is count of current employee by age and gender? It's your visualization. You can put it at any whatever you want it. You can put it at whatever you want it. Okay, that's fine. Oga Elizabeth, if you are here, where are you joining from? All right, since guys never left here with me, let's move on. All right, so let's continue. Now, based on what we saw the other time, we have been able to establish, and I think somebody also said that what if we have maybe about 100 each group or band? Are we going to do that for 100 items? You might not consider that for something lengthy like that, all right? But because of the number is why you have to consider it that way, actually. So that is just the truth. You might not consider if you think it's going to, but then if you think it's an option that you can't just but explore, you will have to explore it. Thank you to those who responded to my post on attrition rate. I've changed my data type, but I'm still getting zero. I don't know what I'm doing wrong. Other things are fine except this attrition rate. Attrition rate, what are you having? What exactly is the issue so that we know how to help you? What determines the type of visualization that we use? Thank you. Very good question. So I mentioned here that for you to know the kind of visualization you can use, not limited to any particular, but based on what you want to see, you will have an idea. If you were in the class when we talked about the good design, the bad design, and the ugly design, you will remember that there are some of these visualizations that when you need to get, say for instance now, your pie chart, the maximum element that you can put on your pie chart should not be more than 5. If it's going beyond 5, that means you're already making it messy. And then you can now begin to put what was it called? Some other Consider some other visuals, say like column chart and all of that. So does that make sense now? So that's the way it looks like. So now, don't forget the question that I asked that you took note of about the job role. Okay, let's go back from okay. All right. So now let's continue. The question is noted down. Don't worry, we'll get there. I just need us to do at least based on what we have here in ground, and then we can now explore some other new things. Now, one of the things we also explore while in this class was the usage of table, right? We used table. Can we use table? Let me check our data view. Can we use table to also see? All right, I'm checking. The current employee, or yes, you can do current employee by their marital status using table. Can we check? Let's bring out our table. Bring out our table. Now we have what? Let me just use my data here. Current employee. All right. Okay. Let's not use current employee because it's a summed value. Um, okay. Just a moment. Um, Marital status. Okay. Now, did you see that? Did you see that? So using of table, we have been able to see that based on what we have in this, let me just format this guy straight away. So we've been able to see that current employee and marital status. So 294 of these employee are divorced, 589 are married, and 350 are single. Don't forget, what is the total number of our current employee? Total number of our current employee here is what? 1,233. So if our value here does not sum up to 1,233, that means what we get is actually wrong. Does that make sense now? I'm not sure you can understand this. Wow. Okay. So that means married employee has the highest what? Value. Does that make sense now? Now, someone asked question about job role and using slicer. Job role and using slicer. Yes, we can break it down into gender actually. We can break it down into gender. Of course, just bring your gender, drop it here. Did you see that? Did you see that now? So that means out of the divorce, we have a female which is so 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 number and this number. Yes, so I'm just giving you an insight into how you can generate, right? Your visualizations cannot be limited to this. All right, it cannot be limited to this. You don't get what we just did. So what we just did is for us to check using table the current employee, by their marital status and their gender. The current employee by their marital status and their gender. So that is what we have just done here. So now, just like somebody mentioned that we should also check number of employee on job role using slicer. Using slicer. So let me call my slicer again. Here is my slicer. But then I need to let you know the number of current employee on job role. So that means what you want to see is job role. Job role. What are the job roles that we have? Now, did you see the different job role that we have? These are the different job role that we have, right? These are different job role that we have. Now, but then if you want to see how this affects all our data, if you think on this health, did you see now? I'm on healthcare representatives now. If you want to see healthcare human resource, now did you see that is also affecting this data too? So that means 40 of the human resource of all of them are still in the current. Now for that person, you say number of employee, if you are checking it alongside with the current employee, so that means you are using these two tables to say that as a manager now, the current employee who are manager in that organization, they are 97, and out of that 97, this is their breakdown. Does that make sense now? How about replacing the figures for job satisfaction, work-life balance, job involvement, performance rating into satisfied, dissatisfied, dissatisfied, very satisfied via table? Okay, okay. So if I get what you're saying, following hear me see. So that 1, 2, 3, 4, whatever value they have there, you want to create a conditional column to change them. Does that make sense? It does. Perfectly makes sense. As a matter of fact, let me see if we have time, we will definitely do something like that. You know, you want us to have it as what? Satisfied, dissatisfied, very dissatisfied, and very satisfied. So that is what you want us to do. All right. So if we have time, we'll still go back to that. But that's very possible. And then you can as well try it. I don't know if you have done that actually, but then you can actually try it. Now, but this type of slicer, I really don't like it. Let me go look for a slicer that looks more interesting. I can even, my slicer can be a drop down. I hope you know my slicer can be a drop down. So when it's a drop down, I have it just like this. I have it just somewhere here, and then you can just do a drop down to say which particular distance do you want to see, sales rep, and then it affects. Don't forget, it affects all your data. Now, did you see this here? All right. So you can also fold it back when you are done. Does that make sense? Does that make sense now? Okay. So let's continue. Let's continue. There's still some other things we want to do. Now, you see, the next thing we want to do is see on job satisfaction. Oh, how to create Google Sheet or how to link a Google Sheet. Okay, I promise that we will do that tomorrow. I promise that we will do that tomorrow because I had to prepare a document, a sheet that we're going to use. Or, yes, so this is what we'll do. When we start class tomorrow, the first 1 hour, I will share a link with us and everybody will fill that form. So that same form is what we are going to be using in the class. And I'll tell you how you get access to it. I'll tell you. Don't worry. That's what we'll do. Google Sheet. Let me take note of it. Google Sheet data source. Right? So that's what we'll do tomorrow. Yes, that's what we'll do tomorrow. Oh, you like it when I bring the. Oh, so sorry about that. There's an alarm that is distracting on that. I'm so sorry. Just a moment. All right, so sorry about that. It's off now. It was just for a neighboring device. Yes. Okay, so now let's move on. So what we want to do next is we want to use matrix now. Matrix. Now, what do we want to see with matrix? If you check, if you go back to your table, please, I need us to pay emphasis or attention on something. Our emphasis here is on a particular row. And what is that row? Can anybody tell me? Our emphasis on this project is about a particular row, column. And what is that column? This entire project that we are working on is what? Is based on something. Hey, Samaluko, sorry. It is what? Is based on the particular column. Who can tell me what that column is? Attrition. Thank you. So that means whatever we are doing should actually be targeted at what? Attrition, right? So let's look at something. This is our attrition, right? Now, there is job satisfaction somewhere. Job satisfaction somewhere, right? Job involvement, job level. Okay. Now, did you see this? This is job satisfaction, and this is between maybe 1 to 4, thereabout. Now, can we check using our matrix now the job satisfaction of every employee based on attrition now? Maybe based on attrition now, job satisfaction of employee based on attrition now, and their job role. Now, let me show you something. Job satisfaction by their job role based on what? Attrition. Let me bring this guy here so that it doesn't distract what I have to do there. Now I'm picking what? My matrix. No, 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 no. All right. So my matrix. Now, under my matrix, what do I want to see? From what I have here, I want to see job satisfaction. Now, my job satisfaction is between 1 to probably 4. And somebody advised the other time, instead of us having that 1, 2, 3, 4, we can have, I think we should do that. Can you just put those 4 things we said we should do the other time now? Can you just put it there now? So let me do something with this table so that we'll see the total number of what's it called that we have. Job satisfaction. All right. So 4 is the highest number by job satisfaction. 4 is the highest number, right? So that's fine. So I've gotten what I needed to see here. Satisfied, dissatisfied, very satisfied, and very dissatisfied. So that means let's take it one after the other. Number 1 is what? Number 1 is going to be very dissatisfied. Number 2 will be dissatisfied. Number 3 will be satisfied. And number 4 will be what? Very satisfied. Now, can we use that? Can we create a conditional column? Can we create a conditional column to do that? So I want us to use that even for the next matrix, and then so that you can see how it works. Let me remove this job satisfaction. I think I'm done with what I need to use it for. So that means I will go to my what? Transform data. All right. This is how, now these are some of the things I expect you to do by the time I am asking for this project on your portfolio. If I'm asking for this project on your portfolio, I want to see how you have been able to tell the story. You remember the what's it called? The GitHub I shared with you that we looked at. You see how detailed it was, right? I keep making reference to that because it was just an amazing work, right? So let's go to our conditional column now. So conditional column is, we are saying that job satisfaction rating job satisfaction rating. So if job satisfaction equals what? 1, right? You know, it's just the value is between 1 to 4, right? I was calling that Oga Elizabeth the other time because she mentioned that she was having data issue, but unfortunately she's no longer on the call, right? Though I had a plan for her, but since I'm not seeing her again, so sorry she missed it. So now 1 is what? Very dissatisfied, right? What's the spelling of satisfied now? Somebody help me. All right. So two will be what? Else, if job satisfaction is what? It will just be what? Dissatisfied. Right? Then 3 will be what? Satisfied. Right? And then 4 will be what? Very satisfied. Oh, sorry. Else. Will be what? Else 4, right? It looks like myself, seeing the spelling, it looks like it's not correct. Am I missing something? Satisfied. I think it's correct actually. It's correct actually. All right, so those are the columns we want, right? And then here we have the 4. Oh, look at what I did though. Else, I put what? I put 4 instead of what? And nobody was seeing what I did. Very satisfied. Okay. Now this is a text, not this is a text and not all right. Yes, very satisfied. Oh, thank you. We already mentioned it. So now we have this already, right? So let me close and apply. Okay, so now let's go back to our matrix now. What we want to do with our matrix is what? We want to check the job satisfactory rating with what? With job role. So on my job, on my rows, let me ask, on my rows, what column would I have on my rows? Anybody? On my rows, what would I have as my value? Yes, anybody? On my row, what would I have? Nobody's saying anything now. On my rows, I will have job role. Thank you, Winifred. Absolutely correct, actually. No, I will have job roles, actually. Of course, you can actually have your, what's it called? You can actually have your job satisfaction rating there. You can have it there, but it will not align it very well. It will not align it very well. So on my column now, that is when I will now have my what? Job satisfaction rating, which is the new column we have just created, right? And then you will see it now. Did you see it now? Dissatisfied, satisfied, very satisfied. Now, based on what? Based on value. What are we going to have at this our value? What are we going to have at this our value? Anybody? What are we going to have on our value? Anybody? No, not just satisfaction number. I am saying in two. Is in either way actually. I said this entire data is about what? This entire data is centered around what? Don't forget what we are looking at is we want to know why people have left the organization, whether they were laid off or something happened based on attrition, right? So we now want to see that even this job satisfaction, can we check it based on their job role and now the attrition? So our value here will be what? Attrition. Because if you want to use it, that means attrition count, I mean, actually, not attrition count. Now, did you see that now? If you look at the total that you have, what is the total that you have here? What is the total that you have there? What is the total that you have there? 237. Now, if you check your attrition, what is the total number of attrition? The total number of attrition is what? It's also 237. So that means what we have there is actually what? Correct. So now, what this means is that people who are dissatisfied with their work, right, is true and all of that. Did you see the rate? And then laboratory technicians who are what? Okay, let's see the people who are dissatisfied and very dissatisfied. So the highest is what? Research scientist, which is 23. Now, can we say because because of their dissatisfaction is why they left the organization? So can you compare this visualization with the attrition? So this is how to what? Do some. Let me see how we can clean up this to make it look a little bit enticing. My God is good, God. Rows of totals. So if you don't want these rows of totals, you can actually turn it off. Did you see that? If you don't want it, you can turn it off. And if you don't want columns of total too, you can also turn it off. So it depends. So text color, black, yeah. So background will not be what? Hash. All right. So something like this is what we are going to have. So let me change my text font. Just a moment. Let me just copy what we have been using here because I really cannot remember. All right. Are we still together, guys? Yes, I saw that as well. Marayesa. So for us to achieve that again, you will need to also do what? Do another conditional column for it, and then say very dissatisfied as one. Do you get? So you now okay. So this is what you can do now. Mm, let me see. Just a moment. Job role and job and sum of attrition count. Okay, so unfortunately we can only sort by those two columns. Do you get? We can only sort by those two columns, not by this guy. So that means we will have to create another condition for it. Yes, so we have to create another condition for it. So you have to bring it in. I've just checked if you are able to do that. So you can sort by job role. If I should pick job role, it won't work because job role is more than four, and this one will not go under it. Dissatisfied, satisfied, very dissatisfied, and very satisfied. So it will not work that way. It will not work that way. But then the other way to do it, right? The other way is I'm coming myself. Let me see if I can just sort by job satisfaction straight instead of the ratings. So what I will do is this. Okay, this is what I will do. Let me see if this works. Job satisfaction rating. So job satisfaction rating sorted by job satisfaction. Let's see. So it's not still bringing out job satisfaction because job satisfaction is our value and our row is what we have to sort by, not the column. So that's why it's showing. All right. So let's move on. We still have a few more things to do before we call it a night. Wow. We have just 15 more minutes. So the last, not the last thing, but then tonight. So you guys, I need you to guys go and work on this. Go and get your job satisfaction by educational field. Job job satisfaction by the educational field, using of course the attrition. So there's something I want to do. I want to show you guys again, which is very interesting here. And then that is attrition by different age group. The attrition by different age group. The attrition by different age group. Now, take for instance, let me use my donut here again. Let me bring out my donut here. So here I have what? Value is attrition. That's my attrition count, right? Then my legend is what? Um, gender. So just hold on. I will tell you what I'm trying to do now. This is gender, and then details is what? My details will be what? Their age group. So what I want to teach you guys now is the usage of filter. The usage of filter. The usage of filter. So please pay attention now. Very quickly, let's just run this very quickly for the lastly tonight. Let's just pay attention. This is what we'll do lastly tonight. Now, you will see that what I have here, it's a messed up data already because I have about 3 things on it. But out of these 3 things, I want to actually filter it down to just one thing, which is I want to check for each age group. I want to isolate each age group, and I want to know the number of attrition from each age group, all right, and their gender. Each age group and their gender. Now, say for instance, now under 25, all right, under 25, how many of them left the what organization, and then how many guys, how many ladies? Does that make sense? How many guys and how many ladies? So this is it. We have been able to achieve a, what's it called now? A donut chart to show the gender by attrition and of course the age group. But how do we now filter it down? Now, if you look at this part here, please pay attention. If you look at this part here, there is what we call, can you see the filter pane? Under this filter pane, you will see a place where it says see filter on this visual, the age band. That means the age band is all. So you open this filter. If you open this filter, you will see all the age group now. So the first one is what? Under 25. So I select only under 25. So if you look at my visuals now, my visuals has only identify only under 25, which is what? Male and female. Only under 25, which is male and female. Just before we do this, let me bring a particular visuals that we can use as our checkmate here. Let me just let me look for something like this. I'll tell you what I want to do with this now. So attrition by age group. Okay, I think we have something like that, safe. Okay, we have it here actually. We have it there actually. So now, under 25, if you check our data here, under 25, okay, this is current employee. So interesting. Let's go and do for attrition here then. If that was current employee. So let's do for attrition here. CF age band, and then Y will be what? Attrition. This is not the visual I'm looking at. No, this is not the visual I want to see. What I want to see is I want to bring out a value where we can be checking the attrition. Just a moment. So just let me continue this first. I'm coming back to that visuals because of my time. I have just 10 minutes. I will just take this one. I might not be able to finish with this, but then let me take it so that you see. Now, from what I have here, Wura Ola Kolade, why are you lost? Now, what we want to do, let me say it again so that you will know what we want to do. Don't worry, wherever we are able to get to, we'll continue. Okay, we'll continue. So wherever we're able to, we'll continue. Now, what we want to do is this. We want to check based on people who have left the organization. Are you listening? Based on people who have left the organization, we want to see their age group and their gender. Based on people who have individually, just individual charts for them. Say for instance, now this chart now, let me say this chart now, more options. Under these more options, what do I want to see? I want to see attrition, under 25. All right. Attrition of under 25, and then reduce this guy. Okay, I'll bring these ones later. These ones will come in later. So what I just need to do is my slices. This one too will come on auto design. So what I just need to show is my data label. My data label. So let me just put category and data value. Category and data value. So I have something like this. Now, did you see this now? So this is under 20, attrition of under 25. So male here is what? 20, and then female is 18. So let me remove this guy, category, just value. All right, so this is fine. Did you see what I have now? So let me bring this. Let me bring this format painter on it. Okay, I will change this guy. Just data value, and then my slices, the color is white and black. All right. So this is attrition for what? Under 25. Let me copy this and paste it, and then move to this side. The next age I want to do is what? Attrition for 25 to 34, right? So you come back to your under your filter here. Under your filter, did you see this? Here, you will deselect under 25 and then pick what? 25 to 34, and then you will see it now. Did you see the value now? This is different now. Okay, so you can come here again. Of course, you will rename this. Come to your deselect this, pick 35 to 44. Now you see that we are having different values for each of them, right? So let's have the last one. Oh no, two more. So this one will be, let's have this as over 55. So this is over 55. I will adjust this other one so that it can accommodate the last one. All right. All right. So this is for the 5 of them. So we have to rename each heading, right? Let's change each heading here. This is what for attrition 25 to 34. All right. And this one will be what? 35. 35 to 44, right? This one will be what? 45 to 54. And this last one will be what? Over 55. So one is the same here. So I think I need to confirm 35. Okay, so this one is 45 to 54 here. So now look at this. This is all my attrition based on gender. Yes, thank you. I've done that already. I've changed that. So I will now change. Let me just bring a header, yes, and put what? Attrition. No, this is the last thing, and then we'll call it a night, and then we can continue. Don't worry, we'll continue. This part I will still take it tomorrow so that it will be more like a recap part now. So let's have this as this. Control A, Control B. That's here. Bold. 14. Then you can carry this. Did you see that? Now, does this make sense at all? So I'm still trying to look at some of the visuals I can put here. So by tomorrow, we'll look at what we can put there, and then we'll make everything look interesting. I hope it has made some more sense tonight again? Have we gained some more things again tonight? So what we did here was we used what? Filter. What we used here was filter. Plenty sense. Thank you. All right. So do I have any question before we go tonight? Let me quickly see if there are one or two. Look, Victoria is already running away. It keeps getting better, right? Thank you. So tomorrow, just like I promised, how did you get count of current employees, sir? I cannot find it on the table and we don't have it as major or I missed out on something. You missed out on so many things, not just something. So many things. How was I able to switch to pages? Just beneath your pages, there are page numbers. See this plus in front here. You can click on this plus and then you will see how to add page number to it. And that each of those page number, you can actually rename them. You can rename them. All right. So any other question? Thank you. Thank you. How do you know where to place your columns? You know based on what you want to see. If what you want to see, you know your columns, you know your rows, right? So what do you want? If what you want to see, you first of all imagine what you want to see. Whether thank you, Vanny. So whether what you want to see is on the side or at the top, wherever it wants to be, it it will just you that's what will determine. Philomenic. Alpha, I don't know. Have you I'm sure you've gotten your LMS sorted now. Or were you the one that reached out that time that was asking? Because I didn't get any feedback from you again. All right. Thank you so much, everyone. And to those people calling me prof, I say amen, right? Because we are still on the journey. All right. Oh, Samaluko, thank you. Definitely into rewatch. Yes, please do before tomorrow evening. God bless the Incubator Hub. God bless you, sir. Thank you. It's been an impactful class. Thank you, everyone. It's been a wonderful night. See you all tomorrow evening, same time, same station, and same people. By God's grace. Good night. Please do not forget our section on Saturday. Do not forget our section on Saturday. We have a section on Saturday and it's a LinkedIn live section. Please do not forget. It's going to be an interesting time. It's going to be an amazing time. Please, you don't want to forget. Please just go ahead and set your calendar. Follow us on this so that you can get uh, timely updates about that. Thank you, everyone. Have a wonderful night rest. See you tomorrow.